Kvicha Kvaratskhelia latest. Fabrizio Romano. Update gives Liverpool hope. The announcement that Kvicha Kvaratskhelia was suddenly available came as a major surprise to the football world on Thursday night. It was revealed that Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, were in negotiations to acquire the Georgian star, with Napoli reportedly setting an asking price of $80 million. This seems like a fair price for the winger, and it quickly sparked Premier League interest, particularly from Liverpool. Earlier today, Liverpool were encouraged by reports indicating that PSG are currently unable to meet the $80 million asking price, despite offering Kvaratskhelia a substantial salary to help seal the deal. Additionally, rumors suggest that Napoli prefer Federico Chiesa, and Liverpool may leverage this in any potential deal for Kvaratskhelia. The transfer talk didn't end there, as Napoli have now initiated another Premier League deal. Napoli moves to secure deal for Kvaratskelia's path to Liverpool. According to Fabrizio Romano on Twitter, Napoli are nearing an agreement with Bournemouth for out-of-favor midfielder Philip Billing. The deal is expected to be a loan with an option to buy for up to $10 million in the summer. Interestingly, Napoli will cover Billing's entire salary for the remainder of the season, which is unusual for a loan deal, as clubs typically share the financial burden for players they don't expect to keep long-term. This could suggest that Napoli is anticipating a significant financial inflow soon, potentially around $80 million. If PSG can't meet this fee, Liverpool would be well positioned to secure Kvaratskelia's signature. Although Liverpool already have two quality left wingers in Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, Diaz's recent role through the middle and reported reluctance to sign a new contract mean that the club's attacking options will need reinforcing sooner rather than later. Liverpool had a swift deal with Chiesa in the summer, and Richard Hughes and the team know what it takes to complete a transfer quickly. They could very well be on the verge of pulling off a major move. Timo Werner will not be leaving Tottenham Hotspur in January. According to Florian Plettenberg, Timo Werner will not be leaving Tottenham Hotspur in the January transfer window to return to Eintracht Frankfurt. The German forward, who extended his loan at Spurs this season, has had a challenging time, but despite his lack of attacking contributions, manager Ange Postecoglou still values him. Werner has been starting matches, including Tottenham's recent game against Newcastle, and continues to be brought on regularly as a substitute. Given Tottenham's injury crisis, Werner remains an important part of the squad and will stay at the club until at least the summer. Spurs have an option to purchase him for £8.5 million. With Omar Marmoush set to join Manchester City, Frankfurt is on the lookout for a replacement, but Werner will not be that player. Marmoush, who has scored 13 goals in 15 league appearances this season, will be hard to replace. But the hefty transfer fee, set to exceed £50 million, could make it a bit easier. Werner, who first joined the Premier League with Chelsea in 2020 after an impressive stint at RB Leipzig, was expected to continue his goal-scoring form in London. However, he only scored 23 goals in 89 appearances at Stamford Bridge, and his performances often disappointed. After a difficult 2 years, he returned to Leipzig on a £200,000 per week contract to revive his career. Although his goal-scoring output has been lacking, Werner's pace and ability to create chances make him valuable. If his final ball improves, he could be a solid contributor. However, at 28 years old, it seems unlikely he will ever reach his full potential. His future at Tottenham remains uncertain, but he will not be joining Eintracht Frankfurt this month. Newcastle not able to trigger buyback clauses for 60 cm. Duo Newcastle United does not have buyback clauses for either Nottingham Forest's Elliot Anderson or Brighton's Yankuba Minty, according to the Daily Mail. Following Anderson's impressive start to the season, some fans had speculated that the club might have an option to re-sign their academy graduate, but that has now been ruled out. Newcastle sold both players in the summer for significant fees to meet financial sustainability regulations, PSR, with Anderson joining Forest for around £35 million and Minte moving to Brighton for £33 million. Both deals were made reluctantly, as Newcastle needed to comply with financial regulations to avoid a points deduction. Newcastle fans had hoped that the club might bring back the players they had been forced to let go, as they looked to strengthen their squad for a push toward European football under Eddie Howe. However, it seems those hopes will not be realized. With Miguel Almiron struggling for form and both Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon preferring to play on the left, Jacob Murphy remains Newcastle's only genuine option for the right wing. This makes a potential return for Minte an ideal solution. It has been reported that Brian Mbeumo is viewed as a dream target for the position, but Brentford's financial demands make a deal seem unlikely. There is still a sense of regret among Newcastle's staff and players over the departure of Anderson, who has impressed for Nottingham Forest. At the City Ground, Anderson has been one of the standout performers in a remarkable season. Forest currently sit in third place and are on track to qualify for the Champions League, with Anderson playing a central role in their midfield. As mentioned earlier, with Newcastle lacking depth in attack, Minte would be the perfect addition to strengthen their squad. Despite his modest tally of just 2 league goals so far this season, his attributes suggest a player with immense potential. At only 20 years old, his pace, flair, and skill make him a promising talent with a bright future ahead. Both Anderson and Minte are top-quality players with bright prospects, but their futures likely do not lie at St. James's Park. Meanwhile, Marcus Rashford's future at Manchester United remains uncertain, with both the club and players seemingly open to parting ways. Fabrizio Romano has revealed in his Give Me Sport transfer newsletter that the Red Devils' plans to replace Rashford could depend on how much they receive for him if he departs in January. Rashford has been one of United's most important players, scoring 87 goals in the Premier League and 138 across all competitions in 426 appearances. However, under Ruben Amorim this season, Rashford has struggled, with the Portuguese manager preferring Amad Diallo out wide. After Rashford's recent interview expressing readiness for a new challenge, his departure is now a real possibility. AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund have both been heavily linked with Rashford, and although he earns more than £325,000 per week at United, a compromise could be reached for his exit. However, Romano has stated that United's recruitment plans will heavily depend on the financial return they receive for Rashford. This will impact their ability to sign a replacement, with Napoli winger Kvicha Kvaratskhelia and PSG striker Randal Kolo Muani both mentioned as potential targets. United are in need of a new striker, as Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee have yet to prove themselves as consistent goal scorers in the Premier League. However, Rashford's high wages could determine whether they sign a proven forward or a lesser-known player. Other positions, such as a left wing-back, also require attention, but finances will be key to any potential deals, including for a Rashford replacement. Crystal Palace have received a significant boost in their pursuit of Sunderland's Jobe Bellingham, as reports suggest Borussia Dortmund have dropped out of the race, opening the door for the Eagles to make their move for the young talent. Bellingham has been a standout performer for Sunderland this season, contributing to their surprising championship title challenge, with the team sitting 4th in the table and just 3 points behind the leaders. His impressive form has attracted interest from various clubs, and Palace, known for nurturing young championship talent, could now make a move, with a bid of around £20 million being considered. According to Christian Falk's daily briefing, Dortmund are no longer the favorites to sign the highly rated Bellingham, having previously been linked with him. This has paved the way for Crystal Palace to make a push for the midfielder's services. Jobe Bellingham's older brother, Jude, who is now arguably Real Madrid's most crucial player, made the move from his boyhood club, Birmingham City, to Borussia Dortmund in 2020. During his time at the Bundesliga club, Jude scored 24 goals in 132 appearances. It was thought that Dortmund might look to bring more of the Bellingham family to Signal Iduna Park. According to reports, in November, Dortmund officials Lars Ricken and Sebastian Kehl expressed interest in Jobe, with the club maintaining a strong relationship with the Bellingham family due to Jude's successful stint at Dortmund. However, Sunderland are reportedly seeking a fee of over $20 million, $17 million, for Jobe, which Dortmund feel could be too steep. As a result, Crystal Palace have entered the race, with the Eagles reportedly willing to meet that asking price. This could see at least one Bellingham make it to the Premier League, with Jude never having played in England's top flight. Palace have been highly successful in signing young talent from the Championship, with players like Eberechi Eze, Michael Olise, and Adam Wharton excelling at Selhurst Park. At just 19, Bellingham could join that list. In other transfer news, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea have all been handed a potential opportunity to sign Napoli's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, as reported by Fabrizio Romano in his transfer newsletter for Give Me Sport. However, Paris Saint-Germain are currently leading the race for the Georgian winger's signature. Kvaratskhelia has emerged as one of the world's top wingers in recent seasons, playing a key role in Napoli's turnaround with his dazzling displays on the left wing. His close dribbling and finishing make him a nightmare for defenders, and his standout performances have attracted attention from top clubs. Despite interest from Premier League teams, PSG are currently the only club in direct contact with Napoli regarding a move for Kvaratskhelia, according to Romano. PSG has initiated negotiations and has offered a significant contract to the player, which could dampen the influence of English clubs in the pursuit. However, Romano noted that the situation could change, and if an opportunity arises, Kvaratskhelia could be tempted by a move to the Premier League. Liverpool, in particular, had been heavily linked with the winger in the early days of the transfer window, and the Georgian star could make his way to England in the near future. Kvaratskhelia's breakthrough season came in 2022-23, where he scored 18 goals and provided 17 assists in 43 games, helping Napoli win their first Serie A title in over 30 years. His impressive form continued last season, with 11 goals and 9 assists, further solidifying his status as one of the most sought-after players in world football.